everyone. Namaste. Welcome to the Virtual Art of Yoga project. My name is Rebecca and I'm very excited and honored that you've decided to practice with me today. We'll be doing a grounding, energizing, and nourishing practice designed to help you more fully inhabit your body and calm your nervous system. Let's begin. So please start with me in a comfortable seated position. You can place a block like I have here, or a blanket, or anything else comfortable underneath your seat if it's available. If not, that's totally fine too. So now beginning by placing one hand on your heart and the other hand on your belly, taking 3 deep breaths with me. Letting the belly, chest, and lungs expand on the inhale, and letting the belly, chest, and lungs let go and relax on an exhale. Doing this 2 more times, beginning to notice how your body is feeling today, and if there's anything that might want to let go right now. Grounding into the earth, noticing the places where your hips, legs, feet make contact with the floor, letting your body sink into and be held by the earth. Extending the spine long as if a helium balloon, we're lifting the crown of your head towards the sky, letting your hips sink deeper into the ground. Now orienting yourself in space, slowly turning your head to the left and the right, noticing where there might be any doors or windows in the room that you're in. Creating a sense of safety by sensing where your body is in space. And now coming back to the heart, feeling the breath move inside you, connecting to something loving in your heart that can support you through this practice. We'll warm up with some neck and shoulder rolls, so you can keep your eyes open or closed, whatever feels most comfortable to you. Breathing in as you roll to one side, and breathing out as you roll to the other. Just letting in what feels good right now, and letting go of what you don't need. Switching sides, inhaling and exhaling, staying connected to the breath. And now turning to the shoulders, so inhaling up towards the ears and exhaling as you roll your shoulders down and back. Just doing this a few more times, stretching your shoulders up towards the ears as you inhale, and exhaling as you roll them back and down. You can add the head movement into this and just get creative. Rolling your neck and shoulders in a way that feels comfortable to you. Letting out any tension. Maybe taking a big sigh out, audible sigh out the mouth. And now moving into tapping. So beginning at the top of the head and tapping down into the forehead, the temples, the cheeks, the jaw, the chin, the neck, the back of the head, the crown of the head. And one more time, down the nose, cheeks, the jaw, letting go of any tension in these areas. Moving down into the neck, the collarbone, down into the shoulders, across, down the arms. Just letting things go. Really getting into your body. Coming down the rest of the body, you can tap down the chest and the belly, your backs, your lower back, hips, thighs, knees, calves, feet. Maybe ending by banging on your chest. Letting go of tension, reaching in, up, exhale, hands to heart center. Just checking in with yourself, noticing how you're feeling right now, what emotions are present, what thoughts are present, what sensations are present, and just honor it. So today's theme is root to rise, which is the idea that, like a strong and beautiful tree, we must ground and honor our roots, the depths of the mud underneath our feet, both literally and metaphorically, in order to truly flourish and grow up towards the light. So as we practice, notice where you can root stronger into the earth with your body, and notice where you can rise higher and bring more lightness to your being. Most of all, let's just have fun and be gentle with ourselves. So let's begin. Please join me lying on our backs with some twists and hip openers. We'll come back to these at the end of class so you can see if you notice any difference between how your body feels now and where it does in a little bit after we move. So let's start on the backs, starting with figure 4. So we're going to lie down. We're going to bring our knees in towards the chest, and we're going to cross our right ankle over our left knee. And then we're going to slowly and gently bring the left knee in towards the chest. So we should feel this in our right hips. Taking a deep inhale, breathing in, and exhaling, breathing out. You can roll around your ankles of both of your feet, just noticing how it feels in your hips right now. Maybe they're a little bit tight, or maybe they're looser. Maybe this feels good. But just bringing awareness to the sensations that are present right now. And switching sides, this time crossing your left ankle over your right knee and reaching under through your left shin and bringing your right knee in towards the chest. Again, remembering to breathe, noticing the sensations of your back sinking into the ground. Notice if you can let go of anything in your neck and shoulders, rolling around the feet and ankles again. Taking one more deep inhale here and letting it out. And from here, we're going to do some supine twists, which means twists lying on our backs on the ground. So we're going to tee our arms out, and I don't have much room here, but you can also do cactus arms if that's easier for you. And just gently draw both knees over to your left-hand side as you gently look over towards the right. So you should feel this stretch in your upper back. You might feel it in your lower back depending on the angle of where you put your knees. The higher up your knees are, the more of a twist you might feel. The lower down your knees are, you might feel in different areas of the back. So just play around with this. Continuing to breathe. Notice the body sinking in towards the earth. And switching over to the other side. So bringing your knees back to center, and then drawing them over to the right side. Looking over towards the left. Breathing. Finding a place that's comfortable for you. And after another breath or two, coming towards the center, and this time squeezing your knees in towards the chest, really giving yourself a big hug, and rocking and rolling forward and backward, really massaging out your spine, and then coming up to all four. So from here, we're going to go into some cat-cows. So On an inhale, arching your spine, lowering your chest, and reaching the head up. And on an exhale, rounding the spine, forehead in towards the belly. Inhaling, pressing the fingers into the mat. And exhaling, pressing the toes into the mat. Noticing all the places where you're able to ground here, and notice the places where you're able to lift. Shoulders back as you arch, shoulders rounded as you arch the other way. You can also do seated cat-cow, so you can take any seated position and simply use the arms to press into your knees as you arch your spine and round it. Arching and rounding for a seated cat-cow. Engaging the core, sucking in the belly muscles in order to stabilize you. One more time. And then coming to down dog. So pressing your hands into the mat, your toes into the mat, lifting your hips up towards the sky. And here's where you really feel the root to rise. You can pedal out your feet, just noticing where your feet make contact with the mat and the earth, where your fingertips and palm press into the ground, and lifting your hips as high as they can go. You can also bend your knees to take out some of the pressure in your lower back and to make it easier on your hamstrings. But if you're more flexible, you can keep the knees a little straighter. But just play around with what feels good for you. And then from here, walking your hands back towards the feet and coming into ragdoll, clasping either elbows in your hands. You're going to bend your knees and you're going to just gently rock back and forth. Inhaling and exhaling, rolling from side to side. Getting that nice stretch in the backs of your legs. Letting your neck relax, letting your lower back relax. And then slowly, we're going to roll up to standing. The last thing to lift is your head. You could take some of those shoulder rolls that we began with. And standing in mountain pose, Tadasana pose. Really feeling your feet rooted into the earth. Really noticing all the places where your toes make contact with the mat. Engaging in your quadriceps, pulling those muscles up towards the sky as you root your heels and soles of your feet into the earth. And on an inhale, we're going to reach up towards the sky, really rooting to rise, seeing how low we can get in our lower bodies and how light and long we can get from our waists up. Staying here on an inhale and an exhale for 3 deep breaths. Bringing your hands to heart center and coming into tree pose, where we really will practice this whole root to rise phenomenon. So I'm going to turn towards you, but you can stay where you are. And, excuse me. So we're going to root both feet into the ground, and we're going to bring our hands to heart center, and we're going to take our right foot and press it into the mat, while we take our left foot and make it like a kickstand right above our ankles. You can put your left foot on the ground for some more balance. You can put it on your shin, your calf, or you can take it up and put it inside your right leg, your quad, if you feel that you have this balance. Any one of these variations is perfectly okay. And if you wobble and fall, that's great too. This is sort of a practice in how do we stay grounded while blowing in the breeze, you could say. So you can bring your arms up, you can wave them around like a tree in the wind, and see how firmly you can stay rooted into your feet while you lift up towards the sky. Taking a few deep breaths here, rooting into the earth to rise up out of your belly, arms reaching towards the sky. Maybe blossoming. And switching sides when you're ready. So I'll show another variation of tree. So this time I'm just going to keep my right toes on the ground while rooting my left leg into the earth. So we can still root to rise no matter where our leg is, no matter how high, whether it's on the ground or inside your thigh. And again, bringing arms up overhead. Another option is hands to heart center. Just breathing here. Rooting to rise, really feeling the sensation of rooting down to the earth and at the same time rising up towards the sky. And shaking it out. Coming into Malasana, yogi squat. So turning your toes out and your heels in about hips width distance, and bringing your hands to heart center and squatting down. Bringing your hands in front of you, looking over to the left side, pressing your right elbow into your right knee, seeing if you can feel that stretch inside the inside of your right leg, and then doing the same on the other side. Just getting a good stretch inside your hips. And this time bringing your left leg out and lowering down. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then going to the next side. So crawling over, reaching your right leg out, and lowering down, placing your forearms on the mat. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. From here, crawling your hands over towards your right foot and letting your left knee drop towards the mat for lizard pose. So you can play with putting your left knee either on the mat, as I'm doing right now, or keeping it lifted, if that feels okay for you. You can also drop it and roll over your mat for a little bit more support underneath your knee. You never want to actually drop down right onto the kneecap. You always want to drop a little above just to protect the knee. And if you're feeling extra flexible, you can reach back with your right arm and grab your left foot for a twist. Inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. You can drop as low as you feel comfortable, as low as your inner hip on your right side will allow. And from here, coming back into half splits. So getting that stretch in the back of your right leg and bending over the right knee. Dropping your head down as low as it feels comfortable. From here, coming back up into lizard. And pressing your left foot back into the mat, reaching up to high lunge. Now here's where we're really going to also experiment with this root to rise sensation, where we feel our feet pressing into the earth and we feel our torso, arms and shoulders lift up towards the sky. Breathing here, you might feel that fire burning in your legs. Just breathe through it. Breathe, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then blossoming out into warrior two. Heel to arch alignment, reaching out, left hand back, right arm forward. And now moving into reverse warrior, feeling that stretch in this part of your right side. And then coming back into warrior two. And cartwheeling your arms down, back into low lunge. Now from here, we're gonna crawl our way over. Crawl, 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 maybe come back up. And we're gonna do the same thing on the left side. So we're gonna start out with a low lunge, just as we did before, and come into lizard. So we can roll over the mat for some extra softness for the knees, or we can reach our left arm up and grab our right foot. Taking deep breaths, noticing the places where your body sinks into the earth and where it lifts up towards the sky. Coming down onto all fours if possible. Otherwise, just staying right here. Always remembering to breathe. And now bringing your hips back, bending over your left leg, feeling it in your left hamstrings, and folding forward into half splits. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. From here, doing the same thing we did on the other side, which was come up into high lunge. So this time pressing your back heel down, pressing your back toes into the earth, reaching up towards the sky, feeling that rooting in your feet, in your bones, and then reaching up towards the sky, taking deep breaths, slow and deep. Knowing that you can do this. You can challenge your body in this way. And if you fall, that's perfectly okay. Blossoming into warrior two. Heel to arch alignment. Rooting into the earth from the hips down and rising from the hips up. Then reaching forward, up and back into reverse warrior. Getting that nice stretch between your ribs on the left side. And cartwheeling down. This time coming back into plank. Belly's in. Elbows in. Slowly, slowly lowering down into the ground. And then lifting up, pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. Just lifting up with your lower back into cobra. Inhale and exhale. Lying down. Placing your hands by your side. Feeling your heartbeat, feeling your body rest. Taking a few deep breaths here. Coming back into Cobra. Inhaling, pressing the feet into the mat, rooting into the earth, and rising with your lower spine, middle spine, upper spine, and coming down. This time looking to the other side, resting your arms down by your side. Letting everything go. From here, pressing up this time into upward dog. So you're going to lift your thighs off of the earth, roll your shoulders back and down, and press back, hips up, heels down, downward facing dog. Let it go, shake it out, shake it out. From here, dropping your knees to the ground, forehead to the mat, heels sinking, hips sinking into your heels, reaching forward, and coming into child's pose. Feeling your shoulder blades back and down, feeling your fingertips pressing into the earth, sinking into your heels. Really letting yourself go. And from here, slowly rolling up to your knees, standing on your knees, placing your hands on your lower back, this time rooting your knees into the earth, and placing your hands as if they're in jean pockets behind you. We're going to come into camel pose, so we're going to lift up from our hips, up and back. Doesn't matter how far you go back, you just want to feel a lifting sensation in your spine. Letting your neck relax, only going as far as it feels safe. And coming back up to sitting on your knees. Inhale, rolling the shoulders up towards your ears, and exhaling, letting them fall back down your spine. You're going to do camel one more time. So inhaling, coming up to stand on the knees, placing your hands right above your hip bones, your sits bones, in that place behind your lower back. Inhaling, getting long, and exhaling, bending back over. And coming back up and down. If you feel a little bit dizzy, that's perfectly okay. Just sit here for a few moments, letting the body breathe. Just let the breath settle. And on your own time, coming back down to your back, where we began the class. Squeezing your knees into the chest again, rolling back and forth, massaging your back. This time taking your right knee into your chest, your left leg long, and taking your left arm, your left hand, and drawing your right knee over across the chest as you reach your right arm out for a supine twist yet again. Noticing how it feels this time. Maybe you're a little bit more open. Maybe not. Maybe you're breathing a little heavier. Maybe not. Just simply noticing. And then coming back to center, switching legs, and bringing your right leg out long, your left knee into your chest, drawing your left knee over across the chest with your right hand, and twisting over, looking over your left shoulder. Again, noticing what the spine feels like here, seeing what wants to let go, noticing how your body feels. Maybe rolling out the neck while you're doing this. And coming back to center. And one last hip opener, hip stretch. We're gonna again cross the right knee over the left thigh as we did in the beginning, drawing the left knee in towards the chest, and noticing how your right hip feels now. Switching sides, crossing the left ankle over the right knee, drawing the right knee in towards the chest. Maybe rolling the feet out again. Noticing how your body feels now. Finally, letting go, drawing your knees into your chest one last time, giving yourself a big, big, big hug, feeling your spine rooting, pressing into the earth, and letting go. Just letting yourself completely melt into the mat. Taking a deep breath in and letting it go. Closing your eyes if that feels comfortable, or resting your gaze on a fixed spot. With each inhale, feeling your body expand, and with each exhale, feeling your body sink more deeply into the earth. With each inhale, letting your body expand, and with each exhale, letting your body root into the earth. I'm going to guide you through this from a seated position, but continue lying down until I say so. So scanning your body from the tips of your toes to the tops of your head, without moving anything, just noticing your feet, noticing your toes, your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your belly, breathing in and out, rising and falling. Noticing your lower back, your middle and upper back. Noticing your chest. Again, the breath in and out. Noticing your fingers, the palms of your hands, your wrists, your forearms, your elbows, your shoulders, your collarbones, your necks, your jaws, seeing if anything wants to let go there. The backs of your neck, your ears, your cheeks and temples, your forehead, top of your head, and crown of your head. Sitting here with your entire body breathing. Feeling yourself held by the earth and floating at the same time. Now I'm going to read you a quote by Indian guru and spiritual teacher Sri Nisargadatta. He says, "All you need is already within you. Only you must approach yourself with reverence and love. Self-condemnation and self-distrust are grievance errors. Your constant fight from pain and search for pleasure is a sign of love you bear for yourself. All I plead you is this: make love of yourself perfect. Deny yourself nothing. Give yourself infinity and eternity, and discover you do not need them. You are beyond. Give yourself infinity and eternity, and discover you do not need them. You are beyond." Taking one last deep inhale. Exhale, letting it all go. Slowly rolling over to one side and coming back to seated with me here. Checking back in with yourself, and notice and honor how you're feeling right now. Bringing our hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me here on the Art of Yoga Project YouTube channel. And thank you for showing up for yourself. The light in me sees and honors the light within you. Namaste.